G'day friends, welcome to day 23 of Mermay 2024. Today's piece is another pencil sketch. I was really feeling the pencils after the Alexander Gerard dolls, and I'm using my mermaid jewel hair Teresa, my favorite Barbie as a kid, as inspiration for today's piece, and also referencing some product photography that I found on the internet of this very stylized vinyl mermaid set that I found at the Shanghai Disney store. Very, very long time ago. I actually bought the whole set, took them with me on that cruise contract that I was working, took them home, displayed them, and then they kind of went missing after that. Years later, and I'm talking like last year, so how many years? Like 13 years later, 12 years later, I found them in a bag of, or like a little tub of bath time toys that my mum has for all my nieces and nephews when they come over. I didn't find all of them, I found a couple of them, so I yoinked those out. Sorry to my nieces and nephews, but you have a lot of other toys you can play with. Those were Uncle's toys, and I needed them back. They are so glamorous. These, like, it's Ariel and her sisters, all mermaids, very, very elegant, stylized, very unbothered, very diva, very fashionista, and I loved them. I've never seen anything quite stylized like that before. From like the Disney little toy products. They come in sets, usually as a set of all the characters from a movie. This was also one of the first times I'd seen Ariel and all her sisters. I just loved it. I thought they were just the most perfect thing ever for me and the way I love to see my little mermaids. Plus they're really, really small, and they kind of reminded me of the size that I used to think mermaids were. Really, really tiny, like this big. So yeah, I'm drawing from that. I do think my sketch, my little practice sketch, is better than the final piece, but what can you do? I love both of them. I think they both turned out great, so enjoy these sketches as they happen. Was just going to quickly use today's video as a reason to talk about Collage Club, because since I'm gathering all these mermaids and scanning them and taking photos and figuring out the best way to put them all together, I do plan on putting everything I can into the June set of Collage Club. I don't know how it's going to go because there's so many. I at least want to do a mini page, so like 31 all on one page. I was thinking about putting numbers with them so that they could be like a numbers thing, but I just don't know how that's going to work because all the pieces look so different. So up in the air about that, but I at least want to do a page of minis so that I can put them in my 5-year journal. So that'll probably be in there. How many of the others I get in is, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to figure it out. I would love to get the whole collection of what I've done into the June set. So if I can't do that in 5 pages, I'll try and squish them all in, but I don't want to sacrifice the quality of them either, so I'll see how it all goes. Some can be smaller and fine, and it looks fine. Others I'd want to keep a little bit bigger so you can get the full value of the piece. Excuse me, do you have an opinion about it? Bianca? Yes? Okay, she loves the idea. But I'm going to do that. And then I have all the other mermaids that I've been drawing as well. I know I put a few in last month's, well, the current month's Collage Club for May. I kind of like pre-teased a bunch that I'd already finished at that point, but there's a ton more as well. So we'll get as many as we can get in there, and I'm looking forward to sharing all those with you. And I thought I'd let you also know that Collage Club is still going really strong, and I just wanted to let people know more about what it is, just in case you hear me talk about it all the time or you see the videos pop up and you're like, I have no idea what that is, I don't need that. It's true, a lot of people don't need it. It's not a thing that I think people need to have a good time art journaling, but if you're someone that does, and collage is a weird word for it, but if you do enjoy having access to a lot of kind of art and printable and, you know, ephemeral goods for your journaling, this is the product that I offer to be able to give that to my community, to my members, to my audience, to my followers, whatever you like to call yourself. This is something that keeps me very accountable to doing it every month since it is a subscription. But the setup is really interesting in that if you join, I kind of undercut my business the way that I say it, but I really don't care, because honestly, I'd probably do this if I were joining a collage club. People don't do it. Some people see this, like, it's really bizarre the way that people see it. Some people see this as like a way to support my channel. They don't even use the collage club. They just join the subscription. So it's like $5 a month to help me make YouTube content. I've heard of this before. I also don't think you need to do that. We've had a chat about ad revenue on here. I would do it even if I don't get paid to do it, but it is obviously a nice gesture that a lot of people make. There's also a bunch of people that use this in another specific way that I guess I'll just mention. I do offer a usage license for the pieces. So if you don't know, like anything I draw, I kind of have copyright of. And so when other people see it online, if they take it, for example, if a company takes it and puts it on a t-shirt, I could sue them and say, hey, that's my work, you stole it. I own the copyright to that. You didn't ask for my permission and you didn't pay for it, so I can sue you. It's terrible. A lot of companies actually do that. A lot of people don't fight it because it's too expensive and no one wants to be that litigious. But I haven't really had too many issues with that. However, to avoid any kind of issue on a much lower scale, I do offer a usage license for up to 100 handmade pieces, and handmade in the sense that like you are producing it. It's not really being sent off to a factory to mass produce, which I don't think people would do at 100 items anyway. Not quite sure. But say if you're like you make cupcakes and you print on little edible rice paper squares, and you want to go to a farmer's market and sell your cupcakes, and you're doing a whole mermaid collection and you want to print out all these mermaids on your little rice papers and stick them in the cupcakes. You have a usage license to do that. I would not care even if people didn't have the usage license and did that. I mean, that's so not an issue for me. But just so that people know up front, I do give permission for people to use the imagery in that way. I'm not super attached to, I mean, I'm attached to the stuff that I do, but it's not something that I feel like I have to go and police and protect. But I also feel like this is a way for a lot of makers to feel more comfortable utilizing the content of Collage Club. People who print onto fabric and make quilts, people who use the designs to create something else or to make patterns, and you know what I mean? As long as it's not being mass manufactured and resold, it's really not an issue. So yeah, you have a usage license of up to 100 pieces on any specific mermaid, like from not just mermaids, but any specific item. It's not just the set, it's like each one you can use up to 100 times. So that's a usage license. If you have anything specific that you want to use for more than that, people usually get in contact with me anyway. Excuse me, no, off. Oliver. Why do cats destroy furniture? It's like their favorite thing. They have scratching posts, but I guess nothing's as tempting as a couch or a bed. The other thing about Collage Club that I think is good value, and like I said, kind of undercut my own business, but there's 4 months at a time. So to join for $5 per month, you could just join for June and access March, April, May, and June. All 4 sets, all 4 months, everything in each month. There's at least 5 printables each month, US letter size, so that's at least 20 sheets of printables that you can access for the joining of $5. People can stay joined, like I said. You can call that justified in your head however you want to. Some people like to have access to it each month, because obviously I do change them each month. And then some people like to just join, in June, then cancel, and then come back 4 months later, and then grab the last 4 months and move forward with that. I don't judge either way. Save your dollar, do what you want to do with your money, but that's how that works. Once the sheets are gone from Collage Club, they rotate out to Etsy. And that's where they're $15 a set. And that was my original pricing structure for collage sheets. So that was kind of my incentive to be a part of the subscription, was just a lot more affordable, and you got a lot more value for, being a member. But also, I just didn't want to have all of them stuck on Teachable and then not accessible anymore. So I decided to put them on Etsy, where they used to live. I actually used to do collage sheets before Collage Club, and I just didn't do it very often. It was successful. I could have kept doing it, but there was nothing to really push me to do it. Like it was a good part of my business. I just don't know why I wasn't super motivated to do it. So now having Collage Club every month, I'm like always scouring through my archives and going into collecting things and putting them all into my computer. And it's a lot better. And I've shared so much more this way than I have before. And I just really like sharing an opportunity for people to use all of the content that you engage with. I know a part of my journey, it's been really, you know what, maybe I'll just take a really quick minute to talk about it. It's been really difficult for me to understand what I should and should not use when it comes to other creators' content, and only because I was under the impression that if people were putting themselves out on YouTube and saying, hey, this is how I love art journaling, try this, if you're doing this in your art journal, this is what I do, you should do this, and then I would do it, and then I'd be accused of stealing or being a copycat or trying to take someone's business. And I was like, oh, I was just following a tutorial, or like I just did it because she said to do it and I thought she wanted me to try it, so I did it. And It got me in so much weird hot water with creators themselves, but then also creators' audiences who felt the need to come and police me and what I was doing. It just got really, really chaotic and confusing. So eventually, I actually kind of stopped doing anything that any other creators were doing. Now I'm a little bit more open to it. I'm a little bit more selective. I really make sure to say, like, this person did this, and so I am going to have a go at it, and I'm not trying to steal their business. Even then, it gets a lot, so I just don't really care. But yeah, I think my desire to give the usage license and my desire to just give so much of it over and to not have to police it and to say, like, do what you want with it, really, like, I don't really care, is because I really do feel like when I was doing all my art journaling and I was learning from people and I was a part of people's online communities, I wanted a lot of my journaling to reflect what I was seeing on the screen, or I wanted it to look like the creators that I was admiring for the work that they were sharing. I wanted to have a go at it. If they were doing something interesting with this subject matter, I wanted to have a go at that because they were encouraging me to and it looked like fun. But then I would do it and I feel like I'd be judged for it, I'd be in trouble for it, and then I was like, well, now I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. It's the whole Alice in Wonderland with striped leggings thing. Like, it's, you know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. So I really didn't want to be anything close to that at all. I wanted people to feel comfortable taking the work, using it, putting it in their journals. I don't care if you credit or not. The only reason I ask people to tag me is if they actually want me to see what they're doing so I can put a heart on it on Instagram. But I don't care. Like, it's just not a thing. The usage license really frees me up to not have to worry about people, doing things that they should or shouldn't do. People that are going to do that are going to do it anyway, with or without a usage license. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't police it that way. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people felt comfortable, having access to all the content and feeling comfortable to create art and journals like the stuff that I'm showing you, because I'm assuming if you're here, you kind of like it, or you want to try it at least. Or maybe you just, I don't know. Some people are here for completely different reasons. It's fine. But yeah, that's my feeling behind Collage Club. I really did want it to be a product that I was committed to every month, that I really spent the time and work and energy to giving over the most of the art that I had created, with you, either on videos or in live streams or on workshops, stuff that you have engaged with, so that you could feel comfortable to bring that into your own journals as well and not feel like you were going to be in trouble for it, which is a weird thing to think of, but like when it happens to you, it's all you can kind of think of afterwards. I've just been, those early days of art journaling, I feel like I was just on high alert all the time for someone that was going to crack down on me for something. I used to make a joke when the sirens would go outside every single video that the art journal police were here. So it was irritating. Still irritating to think about, to be honest, but that's not what we do here. So please enjoy Collage Club if you enjoy it. We have a bunch of members over there already. I think the other thing that I would mention is if you have a silhouette cutting machine, it's big value for you too, because every month put together silhouette cut files, print and cut files, because I do that for me, and I don't really like to have to fussy cut all my ephemera, so I print it on adhesive paper, matte, transparent, gloss, whatever I want, and then I put it through the cutting machine. I have a Silhouette Portrait 3 cutting machine, which is very small, and you don't actually need a mat for it. You can just feed the paper straight into it. I think it's great. I have loved it for years, and it still works great. Touch wood, it keeps going. But I put those files in there too. So if you are someone that's familiar with some cutting machine tech, you should feel like that's an extra bonus. If not, if you don't have all that, that's fine. People still print and cut and do whatever they want with it. But yeah, that's Collage Club. I will try and get as many mermaids as I can into next month. And thanks for letting me share today's video with you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.